Well, hello and welcome to ModaliTea Club month 7. And I'm joined by some very special guests with me today. Would you guys care to introduce yourselves?
I am Seth and I like tea.
That's sensible voices.
I am Gus and I also like tea.
Imagine that. My two offspring also like tea. Nothing like starting them young. Seth, would you like to, would you like to tell us about when did we start drinking tea?
Well, I probably started when I was 7 or 6 actually. I started putting honey in it and ice in it.
Right, so when you just started drinking tea, you were drinking it with honey and ice. It's a good shout, honey, very yummy. And do you still drink tea with those things in it? No. Okay, yeah, you drink it au naturel, don't you, Seth? And how about you, Gus?
Well, I normally started drinking tea when I was about 5 years old, but I also have now stopped using putting honey in my tea.
But you still quite like ice, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes, you like your iced tea. And who can blame you? Fantastic. Great, keep on looking at the camera. So, well, welcome back. I'm sorry we've obviously had quite a long hiatus from the ModaliTea Club. As I guess you know, there's been one or two things which have gone on in the last few months. So this is actually the tea that I bought back in December for ModaliTea Club. And so I'm sorry it's taken so long to get it out to you, but we're on the way. And this very shiny brown bag of something called Red Milan has come from a fantastic company called White 2 Tea. And they are one of my favourite tea companies. They always have very interesting packaging because the guy who runs it used to be a graphic designer, and they don't take themselves too seriously. But their teas are often a bit too pricey for the ModaliTea Club, to be honest. But this one is still a bit premium. We'll only be having 25 grams each per person, but it is really nice, and it's one of my favourite black teas. So we'll chat some more while we're brewing. So I've got my trusty tea container here, and just to show you a close-up of the tea. So this is a Milan black tea. Let's see if I can focus in on that a bit better. So it's a really delicate black leaves, absolutely jet black, and there's these little ridges and in it which make them look really very beautiful actually. So it's lovely tea, really high-end stuff, and we're going to drink it today, aren't we, boys? Yeah. So I've got my tea brewed to 95 kettle boiling at 95 degrees. So just a bit off the boil really. And so Seth, would you mind starting our tea timer today?
3, 2, 1, start.
Great. And so Seth is timing, and Gus is going to be our tea plunger, aren't you, to get us fabulous tea expertly made. So let me tell you a bit more about this tea. So Milan black tea is actually a variation. Normally it's produced as a Dan Cong oolong tea, and it comes from these really kind of misty mountains called the Phoenix Mountains in Guangdong province. So that's southeastern China, so quite near Hong Kong. And Guangdong in the colonial era was known as Canton, so you may have heard of that. So it's quite kind of hot, humid conditions in China, but kind of the higher the altitude you go, then theoretically you get a lower yield but better quality tea. And so that's one reason why these mountains are so good for growing tea in. And so normally it's produced as this very floral oolong tea, really full flavoured and kind of very sought after. But one of the things they do is they roll the tea leaves to push out kind of sap and kind of some of the sugary juice, and so that adds to a kind of a sugary flavour in the tea. But this one, instead of being partially oxidised as an oolong, do you remember, because green teas are not oxidised, black tea is fully oxidised, and oolongs are anywhere in the middle. This one instead has been fully oxidised to make it into a black tea. So it probably wouldn't be drunk by the locals, but certainly bought up by crazy Westerners like me. So hopefully we'll get to enjoy that very soon. So just to talk about brewing parameters, we've got about 3.5 grams of tea here, so that's about a teaspoon and a half of your precious package. And like I say, so 95-degree water and about 250 mils there. And so probably for the first brew, just over 2 minutes, and then I'd add 40% kind of more time, so maybe 3 minutes for the third steep, and even longer, maybe 5 minutes for the third. I'm not sure if you'll get much more out of a fourth steep, but it's worth having a go. It's high quality tea, so there's plenty of flavour that will keep on giving from these fabulous leaves. Guys, in the time we've got left, maybe you could very briefly tell our friends in the ModaliTea Club about a special event that happened a few Fridays ago.
So we went to China all the time. Daddy was a pilot, and his moustache was also a pilot.
True story.
Daddy showed us a video about Donald Trump saying "Zhang."
So yeah, we always kept on saying China for the day. Oh, is that the timer?
Yeah.
Right, so go on then, Gus, do you want to press and hold? Very good.
We made 72 dumplings.
We made Chinese dumplings from scratch, didn't we? That was amazing. And did we do anything else while we were in China for the day?
We walked the Great Wall of China.
We walked along the Great Wall of China, Cong, and we learned a few Chinese words, didn't we? And we did some Chinese arts. We had a really fun time pretending we were in China for the day. So here is our beautiful tea. And what kind of colour would you call that, guys?
Orangey red.
What do you think?
Brown.
Yeah, like a russety orangey red. I'd agree with that. So hope this, I guess, shows you why the Chinese would call what we think of as black tea, they'd call it red tea or Hong Cha. Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it, really, when you think about it? So we're going to have a nice high pour. I'm sorry, Gus, I've not got any ice for you today. That was an oversight, wasn't it? So the high pour means we're going to cool the tea down a bit more, particularly important for young mouths, and it also adds a bit of oxygen in, which adds to the flavour. So I've got a bit of cold water here that I'm just going to add to yours, Gus. So something else we learned from our Chinese friends is that when you're serving people tea, you use two hands to give and to receive the tea, and you kind of bow a bit to say thank you. So here you go, Gus. It's too hot, isn't it? Is it? So it's still a bit hot for Gus, this one, so I'm just going to drink a bit. And we'll add a bit more water there. Good lad, well done. So let's have a sniff of it, guys, and tell our friends, what do you think? What does it smell like, this tea?
It smells a bit fruity and spicy.
Fruity and spicy, wow. Those are very, very clever words to speak about smelling things. Very good, Seth. I think I'd agree with you. Yeah. Now, for bonus points, have a wild stab. What kind of fruit does it smell like to you, Seth?
The fruity flavour is a bit of a blackcurrant flavour.
Blackcurrant flavour, wow, fantastic. Wow, I can see that. I would have gone with like a dried fruit, like a raisin, but I think blackcurrant's a really good shout. I wonder, what do you think of it, Gus? Gus is already on with the drinking, none of this namby-pamby sniffing business. Did you like that, Gus? Tell our friends, what did you like about the tea?
It tastes yummy.
It tastes yummy. Well, there you go. That's a top recommendation there from our nearly 8-year-old lad. So, yeah, so fruity, which you kind of might expect with an oolong or Dan Cong kind of tea. But also, it's quite a pleasant sweetness to it, isn't it? It doesn't taste bitter at all, does it? There's no bitterness really, and almost like a sugary sweetness. And then there's a kind of a malty flavour on the palate. And it's quite a complex tea, isn't it? It feels like there's a lot going on, but it's not maybe that easy to put into words. But it's sumptuous, it's luxurious, and it's really rather yummy. So we hope you enjoy drinking as much as we do. Is there anything else you'd like to say to our friends at all?
Not really. Well, we've still got some more dumplings in our freezer.
We've still got dumplings in our freezer. We made so many, didn't we?
Yeah.
We didn't quite get through 72 with the 4 of us, although you boys were giving Mummy and Daddy a run for our money. You had as many as us, if not more, didn't you? Yeah, so that was obviously the highlight of going to China, but as well as the tea, obviously. Well, cheers everyone. I hope you are staying safe and enjoying your weekend, and I hope you enjoy this tea when it comes your way. Should we say bye, guys?
We also had a tea ceremony at breakfast.
We did have a tea ceremony in China, didn't we? That was really fun. Yeah. Well, cheers, guys. Take care.